Hello everyone. So in this video, we will discuss very important concept in human resource management. So with respect to the difference between personnel management and human resource management. So we know the transformation from personnel management to human resource management in the evolution of the human resource management. So basically the two main areas focus on the management of manpower in the organization, but there will be certain difference of opinion in between two school of thoughts. So according to Edwin Clifford, personal management is the planning, organizing, compensation, integration and maintenance of the people for the purpose of contributing to organizational, individual and societal goals. So in personal management, basically the administration of the employees will be focused. Recruitment or maybe training, compensation and to some extent the maintenance or integration of the employees will be considered, mainly to achieve the organizational goals. But in the human resource management, it's considered as art of procuring, developing and maintaining the competent workforce to achieve the goals of an organization in an effective and efficient manner. So in the human resource management, mainly the focus will be given to development of the human resources. So one kind of paternalistic thoughts will be considered in the human resource management. So now we will discuss the main distinguish or difference between personnel management and human resource management based on these areas. So first one, the nature of relationship. So in personal management, it is a pluralist. In case of human resource management, it is unitarist. So pluralist means actually the relationship between the employer and the whole set of employee will be considered here. But in the case of HRM, the individual employees will be considered. So focus will be given to the individual employees here rather than the group of employees. Then the second one, the focus is given to profit maximization in personal management, but in human resource management, the focus is given to the development of human resources. So usually the goal of the organization to maximize the profit, maximize the return, but along with that profit maximization, in HRM, the focus is given to how we can develop the human resource. So here they are considered human resource is the capital of the organization. Next, very important is the perception of conflict. So usually we have the different school of thoughts for conflict. So how we will approach the conflict or how we will treat the conflict. So in personal management, it is institutionalized. Means they know that conflict is always there in the organization. So a traditional school of thought how it will treat the conflict. So they consider conflict is bad and we need to get rid of that. And to some extent, in the second school of thought, they accepted and they managed that. So in HRM, the conflict is pathologized. So basically, pathology means actually diagnosing or testing. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಂದ್ರೆ, ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ಮನುಷ್ಯರು ಅಥವಾ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಆರೋಗ್ಯದಿಂದ ಇರ್ತೇವೆ. ಬಟ್ ಕೆಲವೊಮ್ಮೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಅನಾರೋಗ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳಗಾಗಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಆರೋಗ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಏರುಪೇರಾದ ಒಂದು ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಬಂದಾಗ, so how will make sure that, how will treat that? So we will approach the doctor and the doctor will diagnose that, he will test and he will give the medicine and the illness will be cured. So same case in HRM, the conflict will be treated. So usually conflict will not arise when there is no harmony. So when there is harmony in the organization, definitely there will be no scope for any kind of conflict. So in the conflict perception, in the HRM, so they definitely promote the constructive conflict. They thought that conflict is necessary in the organization, and then only the employees will perform in a best manner. So win-to-win relationship always welcome in the organization. Next, contract. So how you will have relationship in the organization? So here in the personal management, the importance or emphasis on compliances are given. Means basically they stick to the rules and regulations here. But here the contract will be acting like a beyond the commitment, beyond the contract commitment. So for example, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವೊಂದು ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ನಿಗದಿತ ಅವಧಿಯನ್ನು ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಸೊ 9 ಗಂಟೆಯಿಂದ 5 ಗಂಟೆ ತನಕ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಚೇರಿ ಅವಧಿ. ಸೊ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ತಡವಾಗಿ ಬಂದ್ರೆ, ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಧ ಗಂಟೆ ತಡವಾಗಿ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಮ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ರೀಸನ್, so what will happen here? Immediately I think the employer is taking the disciplinary action because he is not stick to that compliance. Otherwise if he is going early because of some emergency, so he is not allowing, so ಅವರನ್ನು ಅಲೋ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಬಟ್ HRM ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗಂದ್ರೆ ಬಿಯಾಂಡ್ ದಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಕಮಿಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್, sometimes if there is an emergency or if there is an health issue, definitely the employees will be allowed to come late or they can leave early. So employer is giving that flexibility. But whenever there is any deadline to work, whenever they want to finish certain project or they have to prepare any report, so in that case the employee, they need to work day and night and they need to finish that. So here give and take policy will come. So sometimes I will extend the working period, on the other hand I will give you some relaxation. So beyond the contract commitment you can see in the case of HRM. Next, the planning perspective. So here we will have a reactive approach, here we have a proactive approach. So you know the difference. Reactive means whenever any things are happen, then you are taking the or going for a solution. So it is one kind of ad hoc approach we are following. So let us problem comes, then we can think of the solution. So usually in the organization, we can't say that there will be no problem. So usually some kind of indiscipline issues or strike or any other labor issues will happen. So in HRM, the approach will be proactive. So they are not giving any scope for the disciplinary issues. So they are fixing some target to increase the productivity of the employees. Next, the role of the procedures. Here we can say that dominated means the relationship between the employer and employee will be like a boss and servant. But here the role will be based on some culture and values. So in organization, we know that the employees are playing different role. Sometimes they will be acting like superior. On the other hand, they are acting like for some employees, subordinates. For outsider, they are acting like a clients, or some other they are acting like a customers. So here role will be dominated here. On the superior, on the subordinates, actually they are dominating the subordinates because of their power or because of their position. But in culture and values, what will happen? Here they will be giving more importance to the values and culture rather than the domination. Next, the level of trust is very low in personnel management, means the superior or maybe the employer is not having any trust on the employees, but here they are showing utmost high trust. Then key relation, we can see that here focus on labor and management, but here ultimately the relation should be focused on the customers. So one step ahead they are moving, how we can satisfy the customer. So how we can build good relation with the customer. So that is the key relation they are focusing in HRM. Then the basis of the job design. Basically a division of labor will be considered to design the job, but here teams will be developed. So they are pooling the employees from different departments, or they are maybe developing the task force. So on that basis the job will be designed here. Next, the skill acquisition. So here mainly through traditional training and development approach, but in HRM the skill acquisition will be done through learning organization. So learning organization means you're drawing the people, or you're getting the people from different department. Maybe you call that as a teams or task force. So they work for some project for 1 year or 2 years, and they will get some experience or expertise, and later they will disseminate that information to their department. So the entire organization will be considered as one whole unit. So in that case, the learning will be benefiting in skill acquisition. And finally, reward management. Here it is based on the job evaluation, a standardized job evaluation, traditional method of fixing the reward or compensation in personnel management. In HRM, the reward management purely based on the performance appraisal. So these are the base to explain or to discuss the distinguish or differences between the personnel management and human resource management. So the material is borrowed from Human Resource Management and Industrial Relations, Journal of the Management Studies. It's authored by D. Gust. And also I think the some kind of materials is drawn from the lecture series of the IIT Kharagpur. Thank you.